So, it feels kind of strange just, I don't know, like making a voice note with no known recipient. Maybe I should address it to myself so it's a little easier to talk, because it feels a bit strange right now. But yeah, I'm on a night walk. The breeze is still kind of warm. The stars are very, very clear, but I can't see the moon tonight. I'm wearing one of my favourite skirts. It's a silk skirt. It's very, very nice. It moves very nicely in the wind. And I got some new shoes from TK Maxx. And they're very nice. And tonight is the last night that I will ever revise for my Viva. For my master's Viva. And I don't feel prepared at all. My head is just jumping around everywhere. Every time I try to formulate a thought or come up with some reasoning, it just starts jumping around to 50 papers that I could look up and 50 different theories, and it is very much all over the place at the moment, and it's very overwhelming, and I have no idea how I'm going to do. And the streetlights have just turned off. But it's okay. I'm very, very calm right now. I've been drinking a lot of tea at the moment. I got a new tea. It's like chamomile and lavender and rose. And it's like, I don't know, it's like a fairy garden. Although I feel like it's kind of messed up to drink a fairy's garden. But it is a very nice tea. And I think I'm going to make some when I get back in. And it's crazy now, like, sometimes I realize, like, the people that come into your life, they seem to serve as, like, some sort of big spiritual beacon of something you're yet to learn, or something which is unresolved, or just something which you need to come to grips with. And it's interesting, you always see them showing up at the doorway, very bright faces, very evident. It's almost like they have a big sign, like, above their heads. And every single time, there's suddenly a mirror in your chest, and it's showing you, and it's showing them as well, precisely what needs to be unresolved. Well, resolved. But it's crazy because, like, recently, the most recent beacon that you've come across on your journey is the beacon of paralysis. It's the beacon of comfort. And it's so strange that it's come to you so suddenly. You'd think that it would come, like, maybe a few chapters down the line, but no, this has come, like, pretty much immediately. And it's strange because for the longest time, like, particularly with your academic journey and career, you always strove because you had to. It was out of a place of desperation, a place of survival, both emotionally and physically. It was a place to build yourself something. There was no other distraction. There was no comfort to lie back on. There was no need for procrastination because you had nothing to lean back on. There was no bed. There was no warm blanket. There was no comfort. So you had to. There was no other option. It was either strive the best that you can, or the floor will fall and collapse underneath you. And it's so strange because you watched your mum's life, like, flip in an instant into something so peaceful and beautiful, so full of love and nourishment. And obviously, through your family ties, that bled into your life, and suddenly you weren't surviving anymore, and you weren't holding on to things with red and white knuckles. You were just living your life and pursuing something from a place of comfort. And how strange that was, how uncomfortable. You would never think that replacing that hard plastic chair with a comfy bed, with a couch, with food, with bills paid, with no concerns. You didn't realize how uncomfortable that would actually feel. You were so used to being at the bottom of the pit, climbing your way up, that once you'd reached the top of it, you had no idea where you were going. You had no idea that there was anywhere else to climb to, for your feet were already on solid ground. And it's so strange how that happened. And you couldn't really come to grips with it, but you had to. In 11 months, you had to come to grips with it. You had to come to grips with the voluntary suffering, with the voluntary red eyes, with the tiredness, with the forced work, with being the worst in the room, but the best at home. How weird it was, how strange. And now it's coming to a standstill. All of your work. You have one more day to talk about it. And then that's it, it's over. How strange. Now on to the next thing. But in the midst of it all, and upon encountering that beacon, the beacon of paralysis, the beacon of a cocoon of comfort, which is so strangulating, you've also come to terms with the fact that to live life is to expose your soft skin to the harshness of the world, is to plant a seed, is to watch things grow out of you and plug them into the world. It's to become a part of the world and the harshness in it and the softness in it and the beauty and the art and the memories. You're a memory of so many other people around you. And I think meeting that person has made me realize that I was becoming from among those that remain dormant in a cocoon, that are too afraid to move and to step out into the harshness of the world once more, when they have all their needs met. But what kind of person would I be if I didn't? There's so many things that I want to do with my life. I have so many ideas living in my head that are just waiting to become material. I have hands, I have a mouth, I have eyes and ears. I'm not here to solely consume, I'm here to create as well. I'm here to leave my mark on the world. Our time is so short, and no decision that we ever make will be the perfect choice. And that is the beauty of life, I think. It's to live and to make mistakes. It's to live and learn. It's to live and suffer. For with suffering comes ease, comes appreciation, comes humility, comes wisdom. Through every ounce of pain, there is so much goodness to come out of it. And I'd be damned if I stayed stuck in one place, to watch the world move around me, to watch the wrinkles form under my eyes and my hair grey. And I haven't done a thing, I haven't moved a muscle. I have simply melted into the earth around me and became nothing. I'd be damned if that were the case.